Hello, everyone. Welcome into the final bet. The New Orleans Saints finished the season 6-11, but there's a ton of excitement over the future of the black and gold. Your Pelicans, on the other hand, they've lost 9 in a row and might be big-time players at the trade deadline. To break it all down, we brought in Caesars New Orleans general manager Samir Mowad and, of course, our own Garland Gillen. It is January. The Saints are not in the playoffs. Feels like that might be changing very soon.
I mean, the end of the season was pretty exciting, obviously. Take the Atlanta game out of it, which I can't say I hated that loss just for draft.
Yeah.
You know, the 8th pick felt good. I felt like we were going to win out and draft like 14th. And I feel pretty good about the quarterback. Obviously, you want to – I did read something the other day. It made me realize, like, he still hasn't even played a full season,
yeah.
right? And so you want to see his continued growth, but you saw improvement week to week. In the beginning, I thought he was more of just a scrambler, and he was really throwing the ball well at the end of the season. And if you're a Saints fan, you're excited. And the formula to winning in the NFL is building around an inexpensive quarterback. And if we can build the team up in the next 2 years, because, you know, let's not forget he was a 2nd-round pick, so we don't get the 5th year, we'll see.
Well, you made a great point yesterday in the sports office. You said, I want to cover playoff games again.
Yeah.
2020, and that was during COVID, so that was a really weird thing. I'm sure that Samir wants to sit in his suite at the Caesars Superdome and watch playoff games.
Our suite, not my suite.
Caesars, yes. But I'm sure he wants to sit in the suite and watch playoff games. I mean, this is 5 years in a row. This has got to end. I'm tired of being in January. I mean, it does make our life easier. We're not like in the midst of like covering press conferences every day. Yeah. But I don't want that. I want to be working hard. I want to be covering playoff games. So I hope this 5 years of futility is over with, and next year we're talking about the playoffs.
I would agree with all that. Let's get to tonight's opening line. New Orleans missing the playoffs for the 5th year in a row. Does Shuck make New Orleans a playoff contender? And will the New Orleans Pelicans be dealing at the NBA trade deadline, which is the beginning of next month? Let's start with the Saints, 6-11, but at the Kellen Moore Mickey Loomis presser on Wednesday, it was not gloom and doom. It was optimism for the future. Tyler Shuck, the best quarterback in the NFC South. What do you think?
I think he's the quarterback with the most upside in the NFC South. I'm not ready to say he's better than Baker or especially, I mean, even Bryce, but like realistically, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the season that we feel way better about Tyler Shuck than Atlanta feels about Michael Penix, I would have said no way. And I think we all really feel that way, so it's exciting.
Baker Mayfield, I feel like it's on the back end of his career.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, one of his favorite targets, could be gone in free agency. So I feel like that team's getting old. The coach almost got fired, and now he's cleaned house. Like most of his assistant coaches got fired in the last day or so. So Todd Bowles knows he's feeling the heat. He's got to make the playoffs next year. They went 2-7 in their final 9 games. So I feel like Bucs are a descending team. Michael Penix Jr., just every single time you think he's got a great opportunity to do something good, he suffers an injury. I don't know if he's going to be ready for the beginning of next season, so that's going to be intriguing to see what the Falcons do with Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to let Kirk Cousins be a free agent, but he could come back to the team in March, so we'll see about that. Bryce Young, Andre Johnson, our producer in the sports office, is a huge Panthers fan. He's completely out on Bryce Young, and I would agree with it. I think they're a fine team. They kind of backed their way into the playoffs, getting in there at 8-9. I'm not a Bryce Young believer. So saying all that, I think that Tyler Shuck is the best quarterback in the NFC South. The most optimism surrounding him. I mean, he can actually spin it. He's athletic. He can run. He can pass. I think he's a dynamic talent. I'm just really excited to see what he can do next year.
After all that Garland just said, promoting him, should he be Rookie of the Year or Ted McMillan?
I don't think he should be Rookie of the Year. I feel like, while if he had a larger sample size.
I should say Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But if he had a larger sample size, I would say yes. McMillan went over 1,000 yards. He's on, you know, even at 8-9, he's on a playoff team. And it's just one of those things where it would have been more interesting to me if we had beaten Atlanta and then you have what would that have been, a 6-game winning streak to you? But without that, I just feel like it's a bit of a stretch.
It was Shuck finished 5-4 as a starting quarterback this past year. Spencer went 1-7. So I think how bad the team was and how much he lifted that team up after he got in is really impressive. Ted McMillan, that second to last game, only had one catch for 5 yards. The same day that Tyler Shuck was getting the New Orleans Saints undefeated in December.
Yeah, but is one game going to stand out above 16 other ones?
I think you know what hurt Tyler Shuck was that the Panthers-Bucks game was on national television this past Saturday, and Ted McMillan, I think, went for 80 yards or so in that game and had a big catch. So, I mean, the betting odds have McMillan as a big-time favorite. It kind of swayed a little in Tyler Shuck's favor, but I like where this team is going under Tyler Shuck. If you told me, I think he deserves to get it, but will he get it? No. I think that the betting odds are in Ted McMillan's favor because he had 1,000 yards and they went to the playoffs.
But let me ask you both this: does it help Tyler Shuck's case that he was named Rookie of the Month of December?
I certainly think it helps it. Again, I just go back to
sample size.
Just overall, and partly how you finish. Like, not that, like, you don't want to think about one game, but finishing with a winning streak at the end of the year would have really said, like, hey, pretty much he's the guy, right? I also don't want to confuse whether he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year with who feels best, like who should be most excited about the rookie they found. And I don't think there's any question that
no
that's
doubt
us.
about that, yeah.
Which, at the end of the day, as a fan, that's really all I care
And a lot
about.
of times that comes down to the position the guy plays.
100%.
I mean, if you got a quarterback, you've got a future for the next 10 years. If you got the right guy, Ted McMillan, no disrespect to him, he's been great at the position, but he's not a quarterback. So.
You're only as good as your quarterback.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the Giants, I think, is a job that people want because they have a rookie quarterback they can mold in Jackson Dart. It's exciting. You know, same thing with, I'm sure, with Cam Ward in Tennessee. If you got a quarterback, then you got a good chance of winning in the future. So I think that's why some of those jobs that are open are pretty exciting.
What it feels like the Saints have a lack of right now are running backs. And not just, it's a full running back room, but there's no lead dog in that running back room. It doesn't feel like Alvin Kamara is that guy anymore. What do you think they do at running back this year?
Well, I think certainly health matters. I also think, meaning like, can the guy, like a bunch of guys for us flashed. And who's going to be healthy? Who's going to get reps? I also feel like running back is the easiest position to fix in the NFL, meaning it seems like there's always a running back. I still think Alvin Kamara has gas left in the tank. I just think it's more as like a Darren Sproles type role as opposed to a 3-down back. I have no idea where Kellen Moore or Mickey Loomis stand on that, so ultimately they'll decide that. But I'm not terribly concerned about where we're at running back.
Kamara's probably got 1 year left. And then Kendre Miller missed most of the season again with an injury. You hope when he comes back. Devin Neal looked really good. So you're going to have those three guys. And then I know there's a lot of excitement over Audric Estime. Bring him in camp, no doubt also. But you got to, I think, get an outsider, either in the free agency or in the NFL draft. I just don't think there's no alpha number one running back out of all those guys I just mentioned with Neal, Kendre Miller, and Alvin Kamara.
I know our colleague Sean Vazan would love to get the running back out of Notre Dame. Would you use that first pick on the running back?
Maybe. Like, look, I know Jeremiah Love, I think is his name. Like, in any mock draft, if you're looking this early, it seems like he's projected to us. I'm not against it. I want whatever is best for the team. I hate to say maybe let's get another offensive lineman, but I still think our offensive line needs some work. Partly who's there. I mean, I'll tell you, like, I'm pretty excited about Tyler Shuck. I don't know, like, what if it's not going to happen? But like, if Fernando Mendoza fell to you, would you take a quarterback? I don't think you can ever have enough quarterbacks. So. Partly you got to see how the board goes.
Whew.
Okay, let me just interject here. There's no way I'm using that first pick on a quarterback. And I understand what you're saying. A good quarterback is a good quarterback. But then what message does that send to your current quarterback who's got 9 games under his belt, who's played really well? I mean,
I think
they have too many more needs.
I think Mendoza goes either 1 or 2.
I agree.
And I think Moore goes either 1 or 2. I saw that one of these X accounts started trying to turn things up yesterday, talking about Ty Simpson will be there at 8. Do the Saints take him? I say heck no. I think the Cardinals might take Ty Simpson at number 3 overall because they're desperate for a quarterback. I would love to see Jeremiah Love in New Orleans. 2006, it worked out pretty well when they drafted a running back at number 2 overall because they already had the quarterback.
Reggie?
They had so they got Reggie and Breeze in 06. So now you get Shuck and Love in 2026. I don't know, 20 years later.
Shuck and Love. You can see the bumper stickers now.
You better go
Shuck
trademark that right now.
Shuck and Love.
No doubt.
Trademark it before this airs.
For real. Chris Olave's contract, we know that he believes that he played to the level he should get number 1 money. Would you pay him number 1 money?
I mean, I'm willing to pay him like 1B money. I think at 1A money, that's a little expensive. I have become, I'll tell you, I've come around on Chris Olave. I thought he had a great year, especially overcoming a little bit of inconsistency early in the season. And then the other thing is about Olave, I love how he's become such a team guy. Like, you know, he sings Tyler Shuck's praises. He pushes him for Rookie of the Year. Then he turns around and says Spencer Rattler is a starter in this league. Whether you believe that or not, I love locker rooms that have that kind of that kind of mojo and that kind of support for each other. And so I'm a pretty big Olave fan, but I mean, not at like Jamar Chase money.
Yeah, Jamar and them are what, commanding between 30, 35 million, those guys. I would think, 25 million?
25 max a year.
Yeah, okay. I like that. Yeah, I don't, you know what, Juan? I think that Tyler Shuck and Olave have a great thing going, and I don't think you want him to go into the final year of his contract and all of a sudden explode, because then you're going to have to give him either the franchise tag the next year. I don't think you want to get in that situation.
Or 150 million.
Yeah. I don't want to go. The Saints have to blow it all on one wide receiver. So maybe his stock is lukewarm. It's getting up there, but it hasn't exploded yet. So maybe just get him locked in right now. Mickey talked about it on Wednesday that Kai Harley is going to have one of the easier jobs he's ever had this offseason with the salary cap. The salary cap is at its lowest point. They're still over, but not crazy, like 95 million over. I think they're only like 10 or 20 over. So they have some money to play around with. So I think Chris Olave maybe getting an extension would be good.
We're a little over here real quickly. Playoff or bust in 2026?
Close to it. Like, I mean, you know, if you told me we went 10-7 and it's one of those years where the NFC is top heavy and you don't make it, I wouldn't be all.
10-7 wins the South.
Bro,
well, yeah, come on, Samir.
10-7 wins the South.
Like we say that, but every year the NFL changes so much from year to year. But yeah, I mean, I think the expectation would be he takes a step and we continue to build up the roster and we make the playoffs, no question.
I think it is playoffs or bust. And Mickey Loomis said it. He said they not only want to win the NFC South, they want to make a playoff run. So the GM has already put it out there. We're getting tired of talking about losing seasons. I think it is playoffs or bust next year. Or something's going to have to change around there. If they miss the playoffs for 6 years in a row, I mean, we're going back to like the Baghead days and all that kind of foolishness.
That was way more than 6 years for Baghead.
Yeah.
New England, Chicago. Two examples that it can be turned around in 1 year if you make the right moves. It is definitely playoff or bust. I'm tired of talking about it.
Yes, thank you, Juan.
All right, coming up, we'll talk, speaking of bust right now, we'll talk some Pelicans basketball and their never-ending losing streak. Stay with us. All right, back here on the final bet, we're talking Pelicans now. They won 5 in a row a long time ago, but they've now lost 9 straight games. What a mess this franchise is. So, Samir, first things first, Zion Williamson, what do you do? Trade deadline's approaching in early February. Do you keep him? Do you trade him, see what you can get, retool the team?
Trade him. Yeah. Like we've tried multiple combinations with him as the centerpiece. Last game I went to, he came off the bench, and while I wish him all the success, it's time to, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
I went to the Blazers. He talked about the last game he went to. I went to the Blazers game, which was his season high. He's starting to really get in a good mix there. He's not sitting out on the back-to-back nights. So I think you can get some. I thought back before, like maybe it was pennies on a dollar. You can get maybe like 60 cents on a dollar on Zion Williamson. So I think it's time. I think it's time to let him go, move on. You have no first-round picks right now. You need to find a team that has a lot of first-round picks. And there's some, like the Thunder and some other teams have multiple first-round picks. It's time to get back into this 2026 draft.
Yeah, we saw the Pelicans play in Atlanta last night. And during that game, Trae Young was traded to the Wizards for C.J. McCollum and another player. So teams are thinking, okay, maybe because Trae Young used to be the centerpiece of the Hornets. Yeah. Maybe the Pelicans are thinking, maybe Zion Williamson's not a trading piece that we need to get rid of. But who else on the roster do you think is worth putting out there as bait?
Look, I think clearly Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, Trey for his offense, Herb for his defense, are both interesting pieces. Saddiq Bey has certainly exceeded expectations, and I think he would potentially attract some attention on the market. Ultimately, I don't know that I don't know that there's anybody that should be off the table, no. And we haven't really picked right there over the last few years. The people we've decided not to go with have been pretty successful in other places. So blow it up.
I like the rookies. I would like to see them stay. I'd like to see Trey stay and Saddiq Bey. I think another one would be Jose Alvarado. Just coming off the bench, somebody else is going to want him. Yeah, he brings a lot of energy, so I think you can get something good for Jose Alvarado. I think that's another one that to keep an eye on.
Let me ask you, if you're a GM, are you giving up a first-round pick, even if it's a late one, for Jose Alvarado? I like Alvarado, and I agree. I think he's a tradable piece, but I think he has to be thrown into
100%
with 2 or 3 other players before you even got to sniff a first-round pick. As much as I like Jose and the energy he brings off the bench, that's really all you can count on him for.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But I think there's going to be a team that's making a playoff run that's going to want Jose Alvarado on their team. I definitely would consider teams that have tradable pieces and have draft picks. That's the key. They have no draft picks.
Yeah, that's the problem. Giving up that one unprotected drives me crazy. Who else? Give me some positives on this team right now, because to me, I think it is your rookies. Jeremiah Fears,
no question.
Derek Queen. Now, they don't play defense when Derek Queen and Zion are next to each other, but offensively speaking,
I saw that last night.
Those 2 players have been as much as you could ask for first year.
I mean, there's no question, and I think that the effort has been pretty good. But yeah, defense is a real struggle and a frustration if you're a fan at the game.
Yeah, they get killed on the offensive rebounds. Like like when they're playing defense, they're getting killed on the boards. There's a video, you can go out there and find it on X, where Zion Williamson just let the guy run right through the lane, and kind of Derek Queen kind of went up there and just went right in the basket. Their defense is disgusting right now. I hate the way they're playing on defense.
He said positives.
Yeah, I was looking for something positive, and you guys are going back down
it's a struggle right now.
Negative avenue. James Borrego really kind of put a little fire in the team when he took over the job from Willie Green, and it feels like things that he's saying, he's brutally honest, which I love that about him. The things he's saying now are really kind of falling on deaf ears, because either players want to, it's like defending. Either you want to play defense or you don't. Either you want to rebound or you don't. It's an effort thing. It's not really this is what you got to do it. It's about going to get the ball. It feels like that his message is kind of falling on dead ears right now.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like that's kind of what happened with Willie as his tenure went on, and ultimately, look, I know Borrego was an in-demand coach at times in terms of interviews and stuff. Let's see how the rest of the year goes, but if you're blowing this up to really try to do something different, then let's blow it up and do something different.
I think they put Borrego, I know we talked about this before, I think they put Borrego in a bad situation, not firing Willie Green this offseason and giving Borrego a full camp, a full time. They're practicing like once a week, maybe, get a shoot around in. There's not a lot of work being done during the season. That's what I think really hurt James Borrego. But he didn't even think he was going to be back. He thought he was going to go somewhere else. He was up for some head coaching gigs. I think he's a good coach. I think injuries are definitely hurting Borrego right now. But 9 losses in a row. I don't know when this thing ends. Yeah. Maybe against the Wizards on Fox 8 on Friday, they get that win, because CJ's gone And I don't know I wonder if Trey's going to play in this game on Friday
He
night.
looked
If he
pretty
does,
healthy
maybe
last
he
night.
beats him twice in a week.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe so. Samir, thank you as always. Appreciate you.